Hello, guys, and thanks for tuning in. It's like 1 in the morning right now, but I woke up and I was thinking a lot about sort of just kind of my past and stuff. So I kind of have wanted for a while to do videos like these. So I think we'll start with the one that's on my mind right now, which is my teacher in third grade. So in third grade, you had your teacher. You only had one teacher, at least here. You were with that teacher all day. Um, we saw a few other teachers for other things. Like we had one for music, and we had a PE teacher. But other than that, we were just stuck with one teacher all day long. So, um, honestly, I don't remember what her name is, but I think I kind of remember what it was after she got married, so we're just gonna call her Miss R. So, Miss R, she was interesting. Let's just go with that. Miss R was very interesting. So, and within a couple days, this was a really hard year for me for other reasons, but the big thing that I'm thinking about and remembering right now about being in Miss R's class was she absolutely hated creativity. So that might sound like I'm just being really dramatic, but it really wasn't. I as a child, I was even as a child, I got extremely restless when I wasn't able to draw or just create things. I would been raised to create things with my hands and that I should create these things with my hands instead of destroying things with my hands. And growing up, I always saw my brother wrecking his toys, wherein I enjoyed building. I enjoyed building my toys. I liked playing with them. I liked drawing. I liked making things. I loved gardening and being outdoors. So I was a very sort of eccentric child in comparison to some of the other children. But I'd always been taught to draw if I was feeling creative, but I needed quick outlet. So I've always been kind of an anxious child, and in third grade, I had been homeschooled prior to this, so for first and second grade, so I was very anxious going back, and I learned to draw. And in free time, it was free time, so we'd be in there for 3 minutes doing nothing in particular, playing with the other kids and stuff, so I would draw. Now, Miss R did not like this at all. She thought I needed to be I honestly I don't really know what she thought I needed to be doing. Free time was supposed to be the time that we were able to do whatever we kind of wanted, within reason. We could play with our toys, talk to friends, eat, etc., all that kind of stuff. So, I'm not at all sure what she expected me to be doing at this period, but she apparently noticed me drawing, and I had drawn. I think the first drawing that she took away was a dinosaur. And she must have noticed me drawing this, and she confiscated it and told me I was not to be drawing. I was quite upset by this, and honestly, I was angry. That was my first reaction, to be angry. I was angry above everything else, and I didn't understand why. Basically, I wasn't able to just do what I wanted, and that sounds entitled, but I was not breaking any of the class rules, so I didn't understand why I was getting in trouble. And everybody else was able to do what they wanted, which was playing with the toys, playing with the Legos, etc. So I was like, why can't I draw? Obviously, I didn't say this. I was just kind of shocked, and she called my mom. Get this. She called my mother and told her that I was doing things I wasn't supposed to during free time. And I didn't get in trouble from my parents, but I got in trouble from her plenty of other times for drawing after that, because honestly, I was just like, how old are you in 8th grade? 8 or something? 9? I don't know. Honestly, I don't remember. But it was quite a traumatic experience for me. I'm not trying to exaggerate here. It was honestly something that I tried not to remember if I can help it. Because when I think about my art and I look at it now, and I'm just like, there was 3 whole years after that grade that I didn't want to draw. I didn't want to create anything because I was afraid I was going to get in trouble again. She seriously stunted my creative growth, and just thinking back on that, like, is really upsetting, honestly. But yeah, so like literally after that, like anytime I drew on anything, like okay, I drew on a couple tests. I'll be the first to admit that. So you know that was my fault. I shouldn't have drawn on tests, but I was also in 3rd grade, and I don't really know why you'd have a stick up your butt over that. But whatever, I guess. But what I'm trying to say is that in 3rd grade, I had this awful teacher who didn't like people being creative, and I feel like honestly, I don't really know if I was the only one who was subject to this, but I could have been. Maybe I wasn't. But I felt like I was the only one targeted by this rule, and it was just really upsetting. So I just kind of wanted to like get that off my chest. And I also wanted to. She was also the teacher who banned Pokemon for my class. I brought cards and a coin in to play with some of the boys because, let's be honest, in 3rd grade I was a complete tomboy, and I only really hung out with the boys, except for this one girl. Honestly, I can't remember what her name was. It wasn't Destiny. It was some other girl. It started with an R or something. An R and an S. I can't remember. She was the only girl I really talked to in my grade or in my class. But yeah. So I would be playing Pokemon in the back with the boys. And one day she came over and she was just like, "I feel like this is not an appropriate game for you guys to be playing." Even though it was literally just a card game that everybody else played. So she confiscated it, and she took my coin and my cards, and I got in trouble for that at home too. So that teacher is just not many fun memories at all. Honestly, if I could just completely erase that grade from my memory, I would be happy with that. It was just really upsetting. But yeah, that's pretty much all. It was just sorry if this is a little bit shorter than normal, I guess. But I just kind of wanted to get that off my chest because it was upsetting me, and it's 1 in the morning, and I really need to go to sleep. So I don't know. Thanks for listening. This is Riot, and I will see you another time.